in Ghana, the closest we have come in terms of adopting fiscal rules have been, first, the option given to the Minister of Finance in the Public Financial Management Act to propose specific numerical rules, numerical fiscal rules. And then second, the imposition of a ceiling of 5% on the fiscal deficit in the Fiscal Responsibility Act. Now, while the Fiscal Responsibility Act deficit ceiling may be regarded as the minister's response to the Public Financial Management Act requirement to introduce a policy rule, the ceiling operated for just 2 years, in fact, between 2018 and then 2019. In 2020, the minister suspended, the ceiling, citing COVID-19 to invoke the escape clause mechanism in the Act. Now, the suspension of the rule culminated in a deficit of over 15% in 2020, when the limit is just 5%, an eventual return to the IMF for a bailout, which has been supported by the Extended Credit Facility, which it spans 2023 to 2026. Now, the need to return to fiscal rules has become urgent so that we can entrench fiscal responsibility on our own and thereby avoid returning to the IMF yet again, at least not in the foreseeable future. Although we cannot say never. We cannot say we will never go back. Now, apart from the fiscal rules or lack of it, another major lapse in fiscal policy has to do with the lack of a strong analytical framework and an effective monitoring and oversight mechanism. Fiscal policy appears to be formulated more or less on an ad hoc basis, unsupported by a well-grounded framework tailored to safeguarding macroeconomic stability and fiscal and debt sustainability. Further, Parliament seems to lack the time and the requisite expertise to conduct a thorough and effective analysis and oversight of the budget, thereby allowing deficiencies, inefficiencies, and often corrupt practices to prevail. Indeed, Parliament even often fails to enforce its own appropriations bill that approve annual government spending, allowing overruns to occur incessantly and with impunity. This is where a fiscal council comprising independent experts and adequately resourced can play a role. Every borrowing, every loan that we take should be applied to investment. This is to ensure that we use it for productive purposes, such that they yield returns for us to be able to pay back. Because there's a tendency for us to borrow and use it for consumption, recurrent expenditure. Now, if you do that, how are you going to generate enough returns to be able to, pay back in the future? So that's why we are proposing this. Some countries have it. UK used to have it, but I don't know whether they still have it. The last time I checked, it looks like they don't have it anymore. But we are a developing country, we need it. That is about the fiscal rule. We are proposing 3 fiscal rules. A deficit ceiling of 3%, a debt ceiling of 60%, and a borrowing investment rule that says that all loans that we take should go to investment. Those are the 3 rules we are proposing.